Hi, teacher.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, before we start, I just want to let you know since we're 5 minutes late, I can only do 10 minutes if my next reservation is on time.
Okay, no
Where
problem.
do you work?
Uh, Actually, I work as a private teacher. I didn't finish my university. Actually, I didn't start my university yet, but I want to be an English teacher. So, because of this, I give a student a private lesson, English and math. A student who are between first grade to seventh grade.
Awesome. Very cool. I know we talked a little bit about you wanting to be a teacher on that first call. So cool. I didn't know
Yeah,
you were doing the private lessons right now. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So what do you like best about that?
The best thing about this job, I like to deal with people from different places, from different country. I like to introduce to them, and in addition to this, this job I can work from my home, and I can work from in a school, and I can work alone or with others. So I think it's a flexible position. Because
Yeah.
of this, I prefer to be a teacher.
Yeah, flexibility is nice, right? I like some of the same things, being able to work from home with people all around the world. And locally, I also have some students that can come to my place. I can go to their place. Sometimes we just meet up at the mall. So the flexibility is pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
What about the least? What do you like least about the job?
The least about this job, I think the salary, especially in government schools, the salary is weak or low, not high salary. But maybe in international school or private schools, we can get or earn better. And the second thing is that sometimes it's difficult to deal with the kids. Some of them are noisy, or some of them don't like to study. So I think we need to be. If I want to be a teacher, I need to be a patient one.
Yes, yes. I've taught students of all different ages, from literally 2 years old to 80 years old, and uh, children can be the funnest, but they can also be the most difficult, without a doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like that age around 5 or 6 years old because they're so adorable and they're so cute. But man, if they start crying or they get upset, that can make class really tough, huh?
yeah,
All right. So I think when it comes to grammar, sometimes we put a little too much emphasis on knowing things like prepositions and articles and past, present, simple, perfect. No native speaker ever thinks about those things, ever uses those things. If you want to be natural, it's better just to do it. So let's skip the learning on that part and let's do some actual grammar practice, right? So
okay.
thinking about like a dream job, where would you like to work? Like what city, what company, what would be your dream job in the world?
Yeah. I prefer to work in international school.
Yeah.
Because I think the subjects, all of the subjects, they teach them in English. Because of this, and if I want to move to live in another country and or to study in another country, I prefer to go to the UK.
Okay.
The universities, they're very good, and I think I can work there flexible hours.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I lived in Thailand for 3 years, and definitely the best jobs were the international schools. They had the best curriculums, the best contracts. Most of them would buy you a round trip ticket home once a year.
Yeah,
So as far as teaching goes around the world, international schools are quite good. So obviously we know the answer to number two. You're interested in, the education field. Um, do you have a particular grade that you like? Like, for example, for me, it's about third grade. They're just old enough to where they're not so difficult, but they're not old enough to where, they're starting to become like too cool for school. What
Yeah.
about you? Do you have a
Uh,
particular age or grade you like?
y- yes, in the past, I was thinking of to be a teacher for kids in the KG, those between 4 to 6 years old. But most people advised me they are difficult to deal with them. They don't like study at this period of age. So it's better for me to start with the third grade to ninth grade. So
Yeah, no,
because of this, yeah, yes,
I definitely agree with that. Third grade, so I've taught kindergarten before. I've taught 4 and 5 years old, and they're very fun, but they have very short attention spans. So what my suggestion to you would be, if you have aides, it's a lot easier. So if there are people in the classroom helping you, then kindergarten can be a lot of fun. But if it's just you with like 25-year-olds, oh man, if one of them starts crying or one of them gets upset, it's really easy to lose control of the class.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and you said all the way up to ninth grade. That like seventh, eighth, and ninth grade could be pretty difficult too, because they're starting to hit puberty and behaving like adults 1 second, then back to kids the next second. But they can be a lot of fun. They're starting to really
Yeah,
have their own opinions and they can formulate arguments at that age. So it's a fun age, but they can be kind of hard too when they want to be
yeah,
naughty.
I think so because in this stage they are maybe teenager and they difficult to deal with them. Sometimes they hate studying. Sometimes they hate to stay at the same time for a long time.
Mhm.
I mean, at the same place for a long time. They want to go out and they complaining a lot because of this.
Yeah, well, I noticed, with some of my students in that age range, they think it's cool to be a bad student. You know what I mean? They think their friends will think they're cool if they act like they don't care and they act like they hate it. Even if you can tell sometimes they're enjoying it, they have to act cool at all times. So
Yeah,
it's an interesting age.
yeah.
I would say that at that seventh, eighth, ninth grade level, like a third of the kids are still really fun. A third of the kids just act like they hate it the whole time, and then a third are, kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
All right, yeah, but there's kind of pros and cons, I think, to all ages. Like I said, when they're super young, they're really adorable, really cute, but they can be really hard to deal with. And I've even taught like seniors in high school, which were really fun because they can really get into some good debates and conversations about the topics that you teach.
yeah.
Um,
I think every job has advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, like nothing's perfect, right? So either way, you kind of have to adapt to your class and adapt to your students.
Yeah,
All right, cool. So has teaching always been your dream job, or was there something else you wanted to do when you were younger?
yeah. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor
Oh,
because my aunt she's a doctor. But now, no, I changed my mind. I prefer to be a teacher.
sure, sure. Well, you know what? I'm sorry to cut us off, but my next reservation is calling me right now. They're on time, so I have to switch to it, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Thank
Good
you.
to talk to you again, though. Talk to you next time.
Okay, goodbye.
All right. Bye bye.